Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. So, Spirit said, told me that I should probably I should probably explain more of why I'm doing this and more of my journey and why I feel passionate about what I'm doing at this point in my life. Um, and it's because it's going to help somebody else along theirs and help them understand that it's a process of man. Okay. Where am I starting? Okay, spirit. Okay. I kept hearing and I was being told that you're what you are called to do. And I've mentioned this. What you are called to do is something that I might have. If not, I'm mentioning it now. That you're called to do, that you would do if they paid you or not. You know? It's something that you just you feel it in your heart that's the right thing to do. And you would do it just regardless because you believe in what you're doing. Um right now, right this moment, because I'm gonna be transparent with you. I know this isn't something that you normally hear people say, but there I am along in this journey in what I'm telling you as well as moving. Like when I say we're doing this together, we're doing this together. I'm telling you things that I've learned along my way. Like right now, today is November 11th, 2024. I normally don't date anything, but thank you, Spirit, that 1111. Ashe. Okay. I'm understanding why I'm doing this today. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I am not getting paid for this. Like I said, today's 11/11, 2024. And on this platform that you're hearing this on, if you're hearing this today, I'm not getting paid for this. Um, I last time I looked, I think I had like two or three people following me on Spotify. And right this moment, I only have 4 subscribers, but more people are listening. And I appreciate that. But understand that, as I'm telling you this and you're moving along your journey, I'm not getting paid for this because I feel strongly in what I'm doing. Now, to rewind how I even got to this point, to rewind and why I feel like I need to tell the things that I've learned is because I had to go through the thorn bushes to get out the other side. I had to do that. It was a lot of work that I had to do. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. You know, I did not. My parents were divorced. I lived with my dad first, and he's retired. Happy Veterans Day, Dad. You're the best. I love you. He's retired, and you know, I lived with him for a while. Then I lived with my mom, and it just, living with my dad was different than living with my mom. I lived with my mom more in the what I was like 9 or 10 on. So it was those years of my life. So things weren't easy. I wasn't born with things just easy easy to get and easy to maintain. I grew up in a town where there wasn't much of shit. I'm gonna be totally honest. I mean, when I talk about self-esteem and growth, you're listening to somebody that when I was in school, I had those the fat kid with the thick glasses. That was me. That was me. I got picked on. But see, how I learned to deal with it was that I laughed at the people who would pick on me. I would think it was funny too. So I got picked on less. You know, it, and even though that was my way of dealing with it on the outside, it was doing something to me on the inside because I was a big kid. Like, I was going into my ninth grade year, my high school year, at almost 200 pounds. And even though I had played sports, you know what I'm saying? It just, that wasn't exactly the right weight for 13, 14-year-old. I had no self-esteem. I had no sense of self. I had no support at home because this was when I was living with my mother and she was working all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was a downside of my self-esteem. And then things progressed and things grew, but I was good in school. So I let myself be absorbed in school and just think that, okay, that was going to be my way out. I could just make some money and I'll be happy, right? And I say this because this is how people think. And part of me feels so ashamed, yet at the same time, it's my story. I thought that my value lied in how people felt about me, how other people saw me, and how much money I made. That's why I was so determined to move from the sticks and do something. I got to make some money. I got to get up out of here. I couldn't wait to go to college so I can make some money, and then, I'll be making a difference in the world once I make some money. I'll mean something then. And I let how other people saw me dictate how I saw myself. And I didn't feel good. I was so depressed because I had no value in myself. My value was coming from what I was letting other people, how I was letting other people value me. And looking back on it now, that's how I know that, not knowing at the time that that's what it was. It I didn't change how I was eating. But when I got to college, one summer I decided to incorporate the exercise because I got tired of being that way and I had nothing but time because I was at summer school. So if I wasn't in class or working, I had time. And I would spend that time on the elliptical machine. Doing the exercise, and then at first I wasn't seeing anything. I was just doing something, so I just wasn't sitting in the apartments all day. Just sitting around reading and I wanted to start exercising to feel good. I started somewhere. I wanted to feel good. But yet and still in my mind, I wasn't doing anything to feel good in my mind, to feel good in my spirit. I wasn't doing anything that made me and gave me so much joy. But I would work all the time though. I was in summer school by my choice. And I was working all the time by my choice. And I really, really thought that that was where my value was. other people saw me, working hard, and that they would value that, and, how they saw me is, that's who I am. Something inside of me, actually, if you've listened to this, if you've listened to a couple of these, I've actually talked about the promise that I had made. That was that something that had happened. And that gave me a different kind of resolve because I had to keep that promise in my mind. So I let that promise start to guide me because it was a vow to do better. It was a promise I had made to do better, to and for myself, that pushed me to actually start doing it. Spirit said I need to repeat that because it's something that somebody out here needs to understand. Before that point, I was letting the value other people put and gave to me be the value that I had made for myself. But it took a promise that I had made to change what I was thinking and doing and being. It was a promise that I had made. So I've talked about some of my growth and journey here. And there's some things along my growth, because there was literally a breaking point where it was just a void. There was a void, and I knew that it was, how do you want me to put this? There was a void. There was, Spirit said it's not a void, it was a blackness. It was a solid blackness. It was the beginning. There was an end. And what I thought was a void was a blackness. And the blackness was the beginning. Now, okay, I'm getting it now, Spirit. I'm getting why those messages were there this morning. Okay. In the midst of everything going on, I knew I was different. I knew I was different than everybody. That's why I had felt so depressed, because I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. I had told my dad once, I remember this, I told him I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. And when I felt the void, when something had ended and I was in the void, it turned into the beginning of blackness. The blackness is the beginning of all things. All things came from the dark. What had caused my void, Spirit said I do not have to talk about right now, and I won't. Because the so many things came out of what has come out of that is what you're listening to. So many, I can't even begin to go into all of that, but some of that's what I'm talking about now. That's what Spirit said that I need to talk about, because there is going to be something that's going to put you in that void, where the blackness of that void is actually going to be the blackness of the beginning for you. That void, that beginning, that darkness, that beautiful blackness was when I knew that I was different, and I felt like I didn't belong and I was different because it was true. That's when I knew I was called for something more. That's when it was literally the most vulnerable point in my life, when Spirit was like, now you're open to receive the messages we've been trying to tell you the whole time. Mind you, I'm about to turn 44. This just happened less than 10 years ago. When I felt I was stripped down and at my most vulnerable, and literally just going day to day to day, day to day to day. I was working to live and living paycheck to paycheck, and as I mentioned before, it definitely wasn't paycheck to paycheck. It was paycheck to the paycheck ran out, and I was just surviving. Please, I was surviving. And I can honestly say that I've never done anything to insult or construct my integrity as a woman to get to where I needed to be. If you understand what I'm saying, then you understand what I'm saying. But I've never had to compromise my womanhood to get to where I needed to be. And those who have felt like they have had to do that, I am sorry. For those who felt like they were forced, and those that were forced to do that, I am sorry. Make that part of your success journey. Make that a rung on your ladder. Because trust and believe, we've all gone through something. I found peace in my uniqueness, in my differentness. What I once thought was going to have me be an outcast my entire life was what ended up being my blessing. I'm not even going to lie. When you're going to find somebody who speaks to you, who just, I need to rewind. When I let myself be open, when when I just felt so empty inside. And then Spirit let me understand that my uniqueness has a purpose and that I am going to be helping people, but I had to help myself. I had to help myself. That was the hardest thing, but yet the easiest thing for me to come to terms with. I had to help myself, build myself. So the first step was understanding and embracing my uniqueness, my weirdness, whatever you want to call it. And then just the frequencies aligned. The universe said it is time. And the universe and everything aligned. And I was able to be introduced to my mentor. Craziest thing was I was introduced to her because she was doing something on YouTube. Understand, I've never met Vicky. Never met her. But it was how her something about her frequency, her tone. I can't even tell you what it was she was talking about. I literally can't even tell because I was drawn to her frequency. And see, whenever you like watching something or listening to something, or you like an artist, understand you're drawn to not only their work, but it's something with their frequency. Something is drawing you to that, to that person, to that thing. You understand? There's something in your frequency that's matching the frequency that's coming off of that, is matching that energy, and you're sparking and it's igniting something in you. And when I heard Vicky, it ignited something in me that I didn't even know. And this is my story. These are things that I'm telling you that I have grown along the way to give me the chance to let you know that there's levels to this, and there's growth, and there's so much more. I'm not talking about anything that I haven't gone through myself. Sustainability, accountability, the shadow work, the belief. The choosing to face everything and rise. Believe and understand. I had to open myself and know that I am okay how I am. And I am more than what I am. Now, everyone's walk and journey is different. But you're hearing me right now because this is where my walk and journey is leading me. And these are things that I had to deal with to push through to get here so you could hear me. Because Spirit let me know that somebody out there needs to understand that everything just doesn't come overnight. It doesn't. The people who you are listening to and who you hear that inspire you, they just don't come from money, and they're not talking to you from a place of being wealthy all the time. The power. Yes, that's the right word. The power that I have to give this message to you is the power that was given to me because I've chosen and I chose to embrace myself. I let myself understand and subject myself and just let myself be open to what at first what I thought was whatever was out there. That's what I was like, whatever's out there. I have a place in this whatever is out there because whatever is out there is too big. My mentor helped me understand that my uniqueness is okay. And that's my tribe. I do a lot of things behind the scenes. I've had to grow into my unique abilities and who I am, who I once was, my bloodline, my ancestors. I tap in to spirit, and spirit shows me things that, oh man. I have grown in a way and in ways that I never even thought was possible. And in doing that, I grew into my purpose. We're back at the beginning. We're coming full circle now. As you're listening to this 11/11/24, my purpose is to pass things that I have learned on, and for you to understand that no matter how you feel, no matter where you're at, someone in this universe is feeling that with you. I had to understand I have angels and ancestors standing behind me. When I understood that, I understood that even when I felt I was at my lowest, I was going to have someone and something behind me standing at their tallest, and I was good. My purpose is to let you understand that no matter how you're feeling in this universe, you're not alone in feeling it. I'm not going too much into my own magic, what the things I have learned and I can do with them myself, but when I understand what I am able to do, when I understood that gave me the power to be able to sit here and to say to you that what you are feeling, you are not alone in what you are feeling. When I say part of what I receive every day is part of what I receive every day is because of who I am and the energy that I'm giving out and the purpose of what I'm supposed to do. when I talk to people, like face to face, like the consultations that I have done, and I haven't done many, but because I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I've gone enough through my journey and my growth, and I have found my purpose. I have found my purpose. I didn't get paid for those consultations. I didn't ask for money. Because Spirit has already told me that because I've chosen to move in my purpose, and I see and I know 100% that I am making a difference in these people's lives, that what I am manifesting and things that I'm doing behind the scenes are going to come to light. I have no worries, not one. I've been able to manifest things in my life in a way that I can't even put words to. Things have happened that I can't, Spirit says I can't even talk about right now, but some say it's magic, manifesting, bringing things to light that's in the darkness, moving in my own power and who I am. And this road has not been easy. I have stumbled over my own rocks. I have fallen to my knees and cried tears that I thought would never end. And in the beginning, I was letting the motivation and the inspiration I was receiving from my mentor move me and guide me. The power of words. That was where I learned that happiness and sadness cannot reside in the same place at the same time. I started telling myself things that I didn't believe at first. I did not believe that I was a beautiful goddess when I started telling myself that. I'm going to be 100% honest. I did not believe that. I did not believe that I could make a difference with my words, although I would say that I wanted to make a difference. I wasn't specific. I wasn't putting any intention behind what I was doing. I was just saying to be saying with a feeling of doubt and dread. I came to understand that money, even though it moved and money motivated me, my best friend had to remind me at one point, I wasn't sleeping for days. It wasn't new that I had 2 or 3 jobs. I was working every day, you know. But see, I thought I was living. I was just surviving. I had to understand and put the value that I was putting on money on myself. That took work. That took consistency with going to, I went and am going to classes, schools to learn more along my journey. And that's for my own self. Inshallah, we'll get to that later. But moving in my purpose and not, how do you want me to put this, Spirit? Not letting my mortal self keep moving myself. I'm going to be honest, that's what Spirit just said, so that's what I'm saying. Spirit just literally said I was moving in my mortal self, so I was letting my mortal self guide and make all the decisions and let my mortal self just know that what I was thinking was correct instead of listening to my spiritual self. And when I felt like I had nothing left to lose, that's when I gained everything. Please understand, when I felt like I had nothing left to lose, that's when I gained everything, because I was empty. In that blackness that I thought was a void, there came light, life. And like I said, understand this, I haven't been down this journey my entire life. It's never too late to learn more and to be more than what you are. At first I thought that I was just resigned to this because I was too old to be starting anew at anything. You know what I'm saying? Going down that journey. And no. Everyone who is chosen and has decided that they want something more all starts anew. Your mortal age doesn't matter. What matters is that you decided to take this journey. When you take this journey and you think you got a backpack full of things to prepare you, you are not prepared. But you have to be willing to stick with it and know that you are making a difference. And it doesn't have to be around you. It just has to be within yourself. Because believe it or not, the difference you make in yourself ripples off to those around you. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be somebody else's teacher, I'm not even going to flex. I'd have laughed at you a little bit like, I'm not teacher material. But see, it was what I thought was a teacher is what had me confused. I'm still a student, because every day you have to be a student in order to be a teacher. And that's not moving in my purpose and knowing what I'm supposed to do, knowing that I'm supposed to make a difference in people's lives with my words because Spirit speaks through me. That is what has allowed me to be a teacher in someone else's words. I did not ask for that. But it is something that I embrace because I'm supposed to be sharing what I've learned along the way. Because I've stumbled down the mountain. I've gone down. I've been beaten up down there by rocks just tumbling down when I thought that I was at the bottom of the mountain. There's rocks coming too. I've been in the avalanche. I've walked the desert. I've crawled through the thunderstorm. I've cried in the tar pit. What I didn't understand, my unique gifts, I did not understand. But when I felt like I had nothing left, I was able to find someone who could guide me and help me understand that there's more. And how I'm taught and my level of understanding is so unique and different, especially now that Spirit speaks to me that I only have nothing left but to share it. And be so happy doing so. I do this because it's helping someone else understand that your uniqueness, your aloneness, your joy, your turbulence, your struggle, you're not alone in this. You're not alone in this. And no matter where you are, you will ascend to higher heights. And Spirit has told me that, and so I know that to be true. And I know that to be true because you have made it to this point. And so I have said that. And I believe my word to be true. Mm. 11:11. I thank you so much, family. I thank you so much. I appreciate you beyond words. I give thanks. Yes. Yes, Spirit, I am so grateful. Thank you for listening, following, liking, subscribing, thumbs up, whatever, however you're hearing this. Thank you. You are appreciated. Peace.